Back at Claude Mann Stadium as the Leopards get set to take on the Pulaski Robinson Setters. Mike Chance, Ron McNamara with you. Ron, I'm going to go to you now to name our Modern Care Medical isolated player of the game.
We're going to go with Justin James tonight. I want to tell you something. When number 7 gets there, he gets there quick. He gets there with an attitude, and just has had some, hasn't had a bad game yet. And I mean, he just one heck of a football player. A lot of fun to watch. And
you also see him on the offensive side.
You see him on the offensive side of the ball out there also. But the thing about him, you throw him and Walker and Block out there and the three. And I said this early on, Mike, first ball game before that. We've probably got as good a set of linebackers, the three linebackers, as there are in 4A. Justin, we're going to isolate him and kind of keep an eye on him, and we expect big things out of him tonight.
The captains are meeting in midfield for the Leopards. Number 12, Dejour Dawn. Number 5, Ryston Barnes. Number 3, Marcel Bedford. And number 27, Lane Purefoy out for the Leopards as the captains meet at midfield and the teams get set to come out. Ron, big game for the Leopards. It's not what you'd call a must-win game, but this is a game that is going to kind of set the tempo for these Leopards going in the rest of their conference season.
Yeah, you're going into the heart of the, you're starting to get into the heart of the conference, and this is where you need to win. The Coach Fogelman said, it's kind of like last week. No disrespect to Bauxite, but you need to win the games you're expected to win. And he was talking about the Nashville to Queen. You need to win these games you expect to win, or hope to win, or should win, and then slip up and maybe slip up on a PA or somebody that you're not supposed to, and then all of a sudden you're in really good shape for the playoffs.
The Leopards have won the toss. They have elected to defer to the second half. Robinson, of course, will receive. The Robinson will be moving away from the Bill Hunt Fieldhouse. The Leopards will be kicking from our left to right on the home field stands. Good crowd here tonight on the home side. Not a great crowd necessarily from Pulaski Robinson. But Leopards have a good crowd and going to expect to perform in front of them. It's been a great crowd, Ron, all year long here at Malvern, and then they've traveled well also.
It's been a great crowd. Coach Fogelman and I talked about that a little bit after the show this morning. And here come the Leopards, and you can hear in the background they're getting a warm welcome from these people about the crowd at Arkadelphia than the crowd last week at Bauxite, and he says a little bit different experience at Bauxite. You're right there, the crowd's right there on you. And the kids knew that, and when the fans stood up and gave a standing ovation in the third quarter for the first penalty against Bauxite, he was laughing about that because they knew the kids were there, they knew what was going on, but anyway. And this home crowd, Mike, has been real good about getting behind these Leopards when they need them, too.
Well, it has been a very boisterous crowd for the Leopards here at home, and we expect that again tonight. The Senators come into the game, Ron. Quite surprisingly, not near the numbers they've had in years past out on the football team. Quite a few less than the Leopards have coming in tonight.
Yeah, and I think with this big four that Coach Fogelman talked about, depth and conditioning. I'm not questioning their conditioning, but depth could play a big part here in the latter part of the third quarter and the fourth quarter in this one tonight, particularly with our big guys on there, not quite as big offensive and defensive line.
Jesus Torres is the kicker for Malvern. He's done an outstanding job tonight. The coaches show alluded to the fact that the Leopards will probably sky kick this, and that seems to be the case as Jesus Torres sets up at a pretty sharp angle here to our left. And Torres gets the kick away. Ron, what time is it?
It is showtime.
Kick fielded at the 28. Tackle made. immediately, Justin James, our isolated player of the game, lays a shot on the return man.
Knocked the ball loose, and fortunately for the Robinson Senators, there was somebody back there. But I want to tell you something. Justin James must have known he was isolated. He blew him up, just knocked him out of his shoes almost.
Loss on the return, and Robinson will start at their own 23-yard line, 1st and 10.
You know, something like that's contagious, a big hit like that to start off a ball game. Everybody's looking around, they see Justin, and hey, you know, let me get some of that, let me get some of that.
Robinson comes to the line. Looks like Adam Toller at the quarterback position for Pulaski Robinson. 2 split to the right. I formation for the Senators as Toller steps under center. Toller takes a snap, give to the fullback. Very little running room up the middle. The Leopards clogged the line at the 25. Gain of 2 on the play.
Actually, that was an option there, and Toller never did get to. But the number 3 we've got as the quarterback is actually Logan Howard for Robinson. And
thank you, Ron. That is Logan Howard, the quarterback.
He faked one in and kept the ball. Mike tried to go back over his right tackle guard, and big old 54 was there for the Leopards. Of course, that being
the Senators come back to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers to either side as Howard gets additional instructions from the sideline. 1 back to his right. Line of scrimmage is the 25-yard line. Takes a snap, looking to his right, gonna keep it, and he is hit and dropped at the 25 as he decided to keep it, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
I tell you what, Devin Kirk Jr., 6'2", 220 out there on that left end. Devin's got to start tonight, and he's wanting to show these coaches that, hey, I can play this and do a good job. That's 2 plays that Devin's been in on already.
Senators come back to the line of scrimmage, or get set rather in the huddle.
And then that spread, and it's
trips right, split and left for the Senators. Quarterback sets up in shotgun, looking to throw right side, lanes it towards the sideline. It is incomplete. On the coverage for Malvern was Kalen Burks, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that ball could have been completed inbound. Burks had it. I mean, he had an eye on it. He had it. Wait a minute. I guess they're going to give that to him as a reception?
Looked like it had gotten away from the receiver. Nonetheless, Senators now set up at the 49-yard line. Thought it had bounced away from the receiver.
I did too. I didn't know for sure he's under. Anyway, Senators have a 1st and 10 at their own 49, and
Senators set up. 1 receiver set to the right. Yeah, right the middle.
Ronnie Morrison, the tailback.
He'll get the carry and get about 4 yards on 1st down and bring up 2nd down and 6.
Mikey, now some of these they've got on white jerseys, and some of these numbers are a little hard to pick up. So Morrison, 33, the running, if you call him a running back.
Bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Senators as they come back to the line of scrimmage. Logan Howard set up under center. Tight formation, 1 receiver to the right, pitch far side. Morrison on the carry, hit at the 35, and he'll get to, the 45 rather. He'll get to the 44-yard line.
Leopards playing that base 4-man front with, Devin Kirk out there. He's really started off well. And, of course, with his big old Mason Morgan and Michael Berry's out there.
3rd down and 3 for the Senators. Again, 1 back to the right, tight formation as Howard sets up under center. Looks to the right, gets additional instructions from the sidelines. Steps back under center. 9:03 to go here in the 1st quarter. No score. Pitch far side. Morrison on the carry. Bounces it outside. He's very near a 1st down. We'll wait on the spot. Looks like they'll put him right at the 40. which should be a first down for Robinson.
Well, I think that's part of the speed that Coach Fogelman wanted these Leopards to adjust to. That 33 is pretty quick about getting out there on the side. This Ronnie Morrison, he's a 6'3", looks like a 6'3", 190-pound or 223. Wow, he's looks a little slimmer than that, but he's a big kid.
Robinson goes back to the line of scrimmage. Howard now going to work out a shotgun. Has trips left, split right. Line of scrimmage is the 40-yard line. Give up the middle. And gain of a couple on the play. It'll bring up second down and 8.
They're going to keep giving the ball to Morrison, I guess, till we can stop him. And he's the workhorse. He's one of the big four that Coach Fogelman talked about, the one you have to stop. They said he's actually come out now, looks like maybe 24. Derek Nunn. Yeah. Unusual for Robinson to be looking in the spread, isn't it, Mike? And look at the sidelines for calls. It's a new look for him.
Twins either side, and Robinson's going to take a timeout. 7:56 to go here in the first quarter. Robinson on the opening drive. No score in the ball game. You're listening to Malvern Leopard football.
Are plumbing problems too big for you to handle? Call Pure Flow Plumbing for all types of plumbing needs. Call us at 501-467-0095. We are open from 8 to 4:30, and we are available 24 hours for emergencies. Pure Flow Plumbing says, go Leopards!
Let me get this straight. My free checking is only free now if I use my debit card 28 times a month? I don't think so. Time to switch. Malvern National Bank has true free checking with mobile and online banking, plus a free MasterCard debit card. I don't have to keep a minimum balance, no gimmicks. So I switched to Malvern National. Let's get serious. I'm not paying $7 a month for checking when I get it free at Malvern National. Malvern National Bank. Free checking, no gimmicks. That's what I want.
Back at Claude Stadium, Pulaski Robinson on the opening drive. No score here in the ball game so far. 7:56 to go in the first quarter. As the Senators come back to the line of scrimmage, Logan Howard, the quarterback, will set up in shotgun. It's twins to either side. One back in the backfield, set up to his right. Howard looking to throw over the middle. This is going to be way overshot. Flags come in. It looks like the Leopards may be called for interference.
I believe they're going to get them on defensive hold on that one. They got crossed up out there, and the wideout coming across. We wanted to run a post, and that's where the quarterback had thrown the ball. Looks like the Leopards had him held up there at about the 30-yard line, and that's going to be one.
It's got to be a defensive hold. Can't be run or pass interference. That ball was completely uncatchable.
Yeah.
The referee comes out to give the signal, and it is holding against Malvern, and that's going to give the Senators a first down inside the Malvern 30 at about the 28-yard line, bring up first down and 10.
If you just joined us, we're 7:52 left here in the first quarter. The game just turned away. The Leopards have been on defense since the opening kickoff, aided by a penalty and a long play. Robinson has moved into Leopard territory at the 28-yard line with a, what are they going to do? They're going to. We got a defensive holding penalty here, and they're going to get the yard marker set here in a minute. Once again, we thank our friends at Channel 13 Suddenlink, making this broadcast possible, and we'll turn in tomorrow, 4 o'clock, Channel 13. Watch the highlights of the Leopards and the Pulaski Robinson senior senators, junior senators, and sophomore senators.
Pulaski Robinson will get the ball at the 28-yard line of Malvern as the change crew gets set up, and the Senators come back to the line of scrimmage. Logan Howard, quarterback for the Senators. He is a 6'1", 185-pound senior for Robinson.
It's kind of funny to watch these referees come over and try to explain to Coach Fogelman what's going on. Coach Fogelman's so bright, he's so far ahead of him that it's not even, it's funny.
Well, I mean, it took him a while just to mark off the play.
Yeah.
One receiver to the right, trips left for Howard and the Senators. And looks like he's got Morrison back in the backfield again. No, they're going to fake the give. Quarterback fumbles, Leopards for the Leopards is Marcel Bedford. He'll get it to the 25.
Well, Bedford had a big game, big defensive game last week. Plays a lot of offense out there at a wide out, and just one heck of a defensive back. He sits out there. He's the senior leader of that bunch, and the ball popped up, and he was breaking one tackle. The guy had his jersey, or he had a pick six, and he really wanted it. Big turnover for the Leopards here to start the ball, get the ball on their own 24, first and 10, 7:40 left in the first quarter of this ball game, and a nothing tie.
Leopards offense comes out. And quarterback, of course, for the Leopards is number 10, Austin Warford. He has trips to the left, split right, give off the left side, fake the give, rather Warford on the carry over the 40-yard line, up near the 45 is a first down for the Leopards.
You know, we were talking earlier about number 1 Austin being healthy this year versus last year, and we were talking about how he set up and worked his blockers. If you really want to see a kid, a high school quarterback or any running back, work his blockers, set his blockers up, and take his time, watch Austin. He is really, really good at that, just getting better all the time.
Jakiri Dupree set up to Warford's right, trips left, split right as the Leopards set up first and 10 at the 45. Give Dupree up the middle. Dupree over the 50-yard line. He's into Robinson territory and brought down at the 47.
The Leopards having some early success here on offense, Mike, running the ball and running, and all of a sudden you're going to see Marcel Bedford or one of these wideouts streaking on a post, and it's going to be 7-0, I think.
Second down and 2 for the Leopards. Ball at the 47-yard line of Robinson. Warford sets up in shotgun, trips left, one man to the right, brings a man in motion. Warford on the keeper, up the middle. Warford up near the 45, gets a very poor spot, but it's going to be about a half a yard shy of the first. Leopards need to get to the 45 of Robinson for a first down.
Yeah, Austin made a silk's purse out of a sow's ear on that one, to quote my late daddy. Anyway, busted play. Turned around and followed a good block in there by his right tackle, and that'd be number 7, Justin Danner, and got some yardage.
Warford working out a shotgun again. This time he'll give up the middle, and that's going to be barely a first down for the Leopards. Shrimp block on the carry, and he'll get to the 45, and that'll be just enough for a Leopard first down.
Yeah, they've signaled first and 10. Leopards inside of Robinson territory here, 6:12 left in the first quarter. 0-0, Leopards first and 10 at the Robinson 45.
Several switches offensively for Malvern. Trips left, split right. Dejour Don split out to the near side. Warford working out a shotgun. I believe that's Dupree set up behind him, brings Bedford in motion. Give, near side, Dupree off the right side. He's going to be forced out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Pick up about 3 on the play. Bring up second down and 7, maybe 8.
Leopard to try a little bit of everything, up the middle, on the outside, testing the corners and defensive ends. We haven't seen the ball in the air yet, and quite honestly, moving on the ground like this, it may be a play or two yet.
Trips left, split right. Warford again in shotgun. Gives Dupree, fakes Dupree rather, and Warford up the middle, has the first down across the 30, inside the 25. They'll split him down at the 22-yard line.
Once again, Austin Warford shows his speed, his ability to see a hole and let one of our tackles take out a linebacker, cut back to the right, and he was one step from putting 6 up, wasn't he, Mike?
Absolutely. It's a first down and 10 for Malvern at the 20, or just shy rather, the 22-yard line. 5:39 to go here in the first quarter. No score. Leopards recovered a fumble on the opening drive and looking to go ahead. Warford working out a shotgun, trips left, brings Bedford in motion again. This time, Warford rolls left after the fake. Throw underneath. Complete at the 10 and inside to the 8-yard line. Be another Leopard first down. And looks like the Leopard on reception went down with an injury.
Bryson Barnes, I hit him at no, I'm sorry, that wasn't. That was the aforementioned Marcel Bedford. Bedford. Yeah, thought he had a touchdown there, both of it did, but the Robinson senior corner and senior safety came up and made a good stop on him.
The isolated player of the game, Justin James, comes in for the Leopards as Bedford comes off, as does Kalen Burks.
Burks has seen more and more on both sides of the ball, too. Now just an outstanding sophomore athlete.
Two receivers to the right, one to the left for Warford. That's going to be motion against the Leopards. The right guard looks like move there for Malvern.
Yep.
That's going to move the Leopards back to the 13-yard line, bring up first and goal from there.
Just anxious to pull that. Looked like a sweep of some kind going left, and guard just a little bit anxious to get out there and get set up so he could set up his block and make something happen. Nonetheless, it's a ball on the 13 and Mike. First and goal from the
First and goal from there. Leopards go up with trips right, split left. Warford again working out a shotgun. Takes the snap. Fakes the give. Going to keep it. Up the middle. Flag comes in as Warford works his way into the end zone. We'll wait and see what the penalty is. That is right in the middle of the line and is usually not a good sign for the offense.
Yeah, they're probably going to call the Leopards for a hold on the inside of that line. And we saw a lot of that last week. Different crews do different things, and we'll see what the call. We'll just probably confirm it. They're not even going to tell us what it is.
They'll call a chop block against the Leopards, an illegal block rather, below the knees, and that's going to move the Leopards back further. So what was a promising drive for the Leopards now it's going to be somewhat difficult. Ball moved back to the 23-yard line. First and goal from there. Two consecutive penalties for Malvern after getting the 8-yard line.
Yeah, but look at the positive of this. It backs the Leopards up back outside the 20, gives our receivers who run precise, excellent routes and more room to maneuver.
Speaking of receivers, homing in at tight end for the Leopards as Warford sets up under center. Give up the middle. That's Dupree. Dupree up over the 20-yard line up to about the 17. Gain of 6 on the play. Will bring up second and goal from there.
Nice gain there for the Leopards. Dupree looked like he had a little more running in. Dupree's continue to run hard like he has last week and is really growing into be a good football player.
Leopards get the spot at the 16. Second and goal. Again, no score here in the first quarter. Swing pass near side to Bedford at the 15. Bedford inside the 10. Stays on his feet to the 5. And he will be dropped there just shy of the 5. So they're going to give him the spot and bring up third and goal from about the 6-yard line.
Bedford continues to do an excellent job, Mike, of keeping his feet, doing a little twisting, a little turning, and staying on his feet and picking up extra yards.
Third and goal for Malvern. 3:29 to go here in the first quarter. Again, no score.
Fast-moving first quarter here.
Leopards come to the line of scrimmage. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Full backfield, one back to the either side of Warford. As he takes a snap, drops straight back, looking to throw. Pressured out of the pocket. Inside the 5. Right at the goal line. Touchdown, Malvern! Austin Warford goes in from 6 yards out.
With an assist from Chris Elliott. Austin was slowed down there right at about the half-yard line, the 1-yard line. Big old Chris Elliott comes up there and put a block on him and the defensive guy and got him in.
Great job on the hole by Torres. By Golden rather. Torres gets the kick away. It is good. Ron and the Leopards have the lead, 7-0. 3:03 to go here in the first quarter. We'll be back in a moment.
For 40 years, people have been coming to Western Sizzling for one thing: our flame-kissed steaks. Slow cooked, flame-kissed from the top and seared from the bottom to lock in the flavor. Topped off with our famous gold dust seasoning. It's what makes the difference. Flame-kissed, the definition of great steaks.
Gotta get to Western Sizzling. Yeah.
Hi folks, I'm Darrell Teeter and I support the Leopards all the way. You need to support the local talent and also the local businesses. And remember what Teeter says, the more we spend on our youth, the less we'll spend on presidents later. So let's keep the kids busy and keep them happy. Let's do our job and support and give the boys a great feeling and fill these bleachers full every night. So come to the ball game and come to Teeter's. We'll see you later.
Back at Claude Mann Stadium. Torres kick is away, fielded at the 30-yard line. Tackle made immediately for the Leopards.
By guess who? Number 7, Justin James down there again. Doing an outstanding job, offensive and defensive, the modern care isolated player of the game, and Justin's having fun.
3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. The Leopards capitalizing on a turnover from Pulaski Robinson and take the early 7-0 lead. The Senators will get the ball at their own 31.
2 possessions, 1 possession for each team in the first quarter. We got 3 minutes left, so a fast-moving first quarter, and the Leopards took it, 78, 75 yards for the score.
Senators come to the line of scrimmage. Logan Howard sets up in shotgun. One man to his right, twins to either side. Brings a man in motion, fumble snap. Howard's going to have to keep it. He bounces outside, but is going to be dropped at the 31.
Nice recovery there. He dropped it. Had the ability and the calmness to reach down in the cooler to pick the ball up and turn what could have been quite easily a 3-4 yard loss into a half-a-yard gain. Maybe no gain. But anyway,
bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Senators. They come back to the line of scrimmage. Again, Howard in shotgun. Twins to either side. One back. Set up to his right. Ball at the 31-yard line as Howard takes a snap. Looking to throw right side. Pass is complete. Inside. Leopards recover a fumble. On the return for the Leopards at the 45 is
Quante Walker.
Walker has the football. The Leopards are back in business.
Turnovers are really killing Robinson now, and I'm going to tell you something. Against a team like these Leopards, you cannot turn the ball over, give them chances like this. Not only does it fire up the offense, it fires up the defense, and the defense fires up the offense, and Leopards are cooking.
First down and 10 for Malvern. They'll get the ball at the Senators' 48-yard line and looking to make this a 2-score lead. Warford working out the shotgun, brings Bedford in motion, takes a snap, give up the middle, Dupree hit but crosses the 45-yard line up to the 44, gain of 3 on the play.
Well, I tell you what, Jakar is just not going to give up. He had a chance to pick up another yard and a half, and got every inch of it. Nice hard-nosed running by number 34, Jakari Dupree.
2nd down, they're going to call it 6 for Malvern as Warford gets to play from the sidelines. Leopards on the near hash mark. $1:40 to go here in the first quarter, and Leopards leading 7-0. Warford working out a shotgun. Takes a snap, give Dupree up the middle again. Dupree with the first down inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. Actually, they'll spot him back at the 34. Nonetheless, it is a Leopard first down.
I'll tell you what, see a kid out there, below number 69, Michael Berry. I saw him in the coach's show this morning. He's got a gimped up knee. He was on crutches till yesterday, and coach told him it was a game time decision, and he said, Coach, I want to play. I'm okay, I can play. And obviously he has convinced him.
Warford again working out a shotgun. One receiver set up to either side. Give up the middle. Tim Hardiman up over the 25. He'll have another Leopard first down.
Well, I'll tell you what, this interior lineman of Elliott, Danner, Berry, and Welch is really doing an outstanding job of making holes and pushing these smaller Robinson defensive linemen back into the linebackers. Mike, like we talked earlier, you get your offensive men back into the linebackers, and you've got room to move because they cannot fight off to do anything.
Dupree off for Malvern. Trent Block sets up to Warford's left. Twins left, split right. Give this time. Trent Block up the middle, up over the 20-yard line. He'll be stopped at the 19. Pick up a 4 on the play, and we're inside a minute to go here in the first quarter.
You know, it all starts with Jacob Elliott, the junior, 235-pounder, number 64, has done an outstanding job this year of not only handling the ball and doing the job of getting the ball back to the quarterback, but doing an excellent job of blocking, too.
Inside 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Leopards leading 7-0. This probably be the last play of the quarter, unless there's an incompletion. Give left side. Trent Block inside the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Malvern!
Another one of those linebackers that comes in at tailback, and Block's done that the last couple of years, Mike. Playing outstanding on defense. Then you see the speed right there, Michael. You see when he gets out on that sideline, you see he's got the speed out running their linebackers and their corners, and we understand why he can work sideline to sideline and be so effective as a linebacker with that size and that speed.
Jesus Torres on to kick the extra point. Good snap, good hold. The kick's away. It is good. Leopards lead 14-0. 11 seconds to go here in the first quarter. You're listening to Malvern Leopard football.
Everybody wants to know, what is your favorite thing about Larry's Pizza in Malvern?
I don't know about you, but I like their fresh ingredients in their homemade pizzas.
Well, I like their all-you-can-eat buffets on Tuesday and Friday nights.
How many pepperonis are on one slice of pizza at Larry's?
About like 6 to 7.
Larry's Pizza in Malvern is open Tuesday through Sundays from 11 to 9 o'clock. Their buffets are on Tuesday and Friday nights at 5.
We want the Malvern Leopards to have a successful football season.
Go Leopards!
I like working at Sykes because I get to help people. Helping people is a big part of what I'm about, what I like to do.
I like working at Sykes because it's a good learning environment and everybody is just wonderful. They work with you, everybody's nice, it's just a good place to work.
We'll see you at Sykes.
Back at Claude Mann Stadium, Leopards have got a 14-0 lead.
You know, their offense has been doing so well, they haven't needed a fifth down tonight, have they, Mike?
They have not needed a fifth down. 12 seconds to go here in the first quarter as Leopards get set to kick off. Leopards are gone with a sky kick both times tonight that they've kicked off, and they do it again. High short kick going to be fielded at the 26-yard line. Good coverage there by Malvern. Tackle made back at the 26-yard line.
Absolutely cannot do anything with Justin James. 3 kickoffs, all 3 tackles, 1 caused a fumble, and Justin's just playing an outstanding game.
8 seconds to go here in the first quarter as Robinson Senators come back to the line of scrimmage, and this one almost definitely will be the last play of the quarter.
We would definitely think so.
Prognosticated that earlier, and I was wrong.
Yeah, but you prognosticated. Forget it.
Trend right, split left. Quarterback takes a snap, give off the left side. Good running room there for the Senators. Flag comes out behind 3 flags come out behind the line of scrimmage. You got to assume that's going to be some type of illegal block or hold.
I believe they were having a lot of trouble. Big old 6'2", 290-pound Trey Broughton. Now there was 2 or 3 of them on him, and I'm not so sure they did slow him down. But I think they're going to get the Senators for a hold on this one.
Wait on the penalty to be marched off. It is a holding penalty against Senators, and that's going to move the ball back to the 20-yard line.
You know, one thing this crew does is they cover each other. In other words, it's very rarely you see one flag on the ground. There's always another one right there, and as a referee, they really appreciate being covered.
That is the end of the first quarter. Leopards lead after 14-0. Senators will get the ball back with second down and about 20. When we return, you're listening to Malvern Leopard football.
This is Darcy with Modern Care Medical Sales and Rentals in Malvern. We are conveniently located in the Doctors Complex by the Hot Spring County Hospital. Come by and see our large inventory of power chairs, lift chairs, wheelchairs, scooters, diabetic supplies, oxygen supplies, CPAP, braces, and supports. We are locally owned and operated with patient service and satisfaction as our #1 priority. Please come and see us or call us at 501-337-9503.
For 40 years, people have been coming to Western Sizzling for one thing: our flame-kissed steaks. Slow cooked, flame-kissed from the top and seared from the bottom to lock in the flavor. Topped off with our famous gold dust seasoning. It's what makes the difference. Flame-kissed, the definition of great steaks.
Gotta get to Western Sizzling. Yeah.
Back at Confan Stadium, Mike Chance, Ron McNamara with you as the Senators come back to the line of scrimmage. First down 18 for Robinson. Ball set at the 20-yard line. Howard working out a shotgun, trips left, split right, takes a snap, looking to throw. The back was in motion. We got a flag along the far sideline. We'll wait and see what the official called there. It is going to be a false start penalty against the Senators, and they will be moved back 5 more yards, which will make it 1st and 23.
Yeah, the Senators are in a hole here, and they just, if you're a Senator fan, you just don't want them digging any deeper back into that well. But unfortunately, the Leopards have got a bigger shovel than they've got. They're digging a bigger hole for them, aren't they, Mike?
Absolutely. First down 23, ball set back now at the 15-yard line. Howard working out a shotgun, trips left, split right. Takes a snap, looking to his left, throws over the middle, it is complete, and a big return, a big reception rather for Robinson. On the reception was Jalen Lacey, and he will get into Leopard territory at the 49-yard line.
That was one of the players that Coach Fogelman talked about in the coaching show. You've got to watch him. He's a big kid. They've got him listed at 6'4", 190, and I believe he's every bit of it. He looks even taller than that. But anyway, had to jump up above and made a good catch and a good recovery. And once again, thank goodness for the speed of the Leopard secondary to run him down.
Senators have a 1st and 10 at the Leopard 49-yard line. Leopards leading 14-0, 11:35 to go here in the first half. Twins left, twins right. Howard again working out a shotgun as one back set up to his right. Takes a snap, give, up the middle. Great play there by the Leopards as Brian Scarborough could find nowhere.
Well, they've had trouble with Trey Broughton all night, and it's not going to get any better for him, because I'm going to tell you something. Trey's just really, really working over that guard and tackle in front of him, and he's been in the backfield a few times. He's so big and so quick and so strong. He's a handful for anybody.
Howard goes to the sideline to get the play. Second down 12, loss of a couple on the last play. Ball set just inside Robinson, right at the 49-yard line of Robinson. Howard moves to his right, throws right side, has a man wide open on the far sideline. Complete inside the 20, and the tackle made, fortunately for the Leopards, up at the 13.
That was one thing that Coach Fogelman had really talked to the kids about: stay home, stay home, stay home, and they ran everybody right, slipped a wide out over there to the left, and he was wide open at about the 35-yard line, 30-yard line. Mike took it, and only the speed of the Leopards getting down there, and it was number 26 that caught him down there. Khalid Don caught him to save a touchdown. Need a stop like we got at Bauxite last week here at on the 12-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Senators. Howard looking, throw near side, pass complete at the 10. Now trying to reverse fields, and tackle made back at the 15 as the receiver, Jalen Lacey, could not find any room once he caught the football.
Yeah, Lacey would have been better off just taking the ball. He was down there inside the 10, and he'd have been better off just taking the ball down. But, hindsight's 20/20, and these kids want to make a play. He saw a little opening back and wanted to try to reverse his field, but too many Leopards and too many tacklers there for him.
Khalid Don comes off the field. Coming onto the field is another linebacker in Trent Blott. Second down, 13 from the Leopards' 15-yard line. Howard going to set up under shotgun, high formation. One man split to the right for the Senators. Pitch near side at the 20 and tackle. Oh, tackle finally going to be made. Great tackle there. Justin James along with, that is Quante Walker.
Yeah, Devin Kirk comes out there, number 54, and I'm telling you what, this kid wants to play. He made the initial stop from his defensive end and had a hold of him, slowed him down, and help was on the way. Now it's third and long for the Senators.
So what was first and 10 from the 12 is now third and 17 from the 19. Howard going to work out a shotgun. Trips right, split left. One man in the backfield. Looking to his left. Pass is complete at the 10-yard line, well shy of the first. On the reception is Ryan Scarborough. Is going to be Jalen Lacey for the Senators. Going to bring up fourth down. No move yet to go to the special teams for the Senators. Senators will need to get the ball down to about the 2-yard line of Malvern for the first.
Once again, the Leopards, big fourth down here, but like you say, 4th and 9, and they can get a 1st and 10, but Leopards need to stop them here on 4th down.
Howard working out a shotgun, rolling to his right. Throws underneath, passes tipped and incomplete. The Leopards will take over on downs at their own 9-yard line.
Once again, the Leopard defense stands up, stands tall, and a couple losses, couple stops. And they'll take over, 91 yards from pay dirt, Michael.
Fast-moving first half. 8:10 to go here in the first half, rather. As both teams have relied primarily on the run. Robinson Senators have found some success through the air. All the damage for the Leopards tonight has been done on the ground. Jakiri Dupree set up at tailback as Wolford takes a snap. He will give to Dupree up the middle. Dupree hits as he crosses the 10 and gets up to about the 14-yard line. Pick up of... They're going to put him pick up the 13. We'll call it 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I tell you what, we talked earlier. We're moving the ball on this on the ground. I don't expect to see many passes. But then with Coach Vogelman, you never know.
Yeah, up the middle again, Dupree up over the 15 and spun down as he gets to the 16. Flag comes in from the backfield. That has got to be something in the way. I'm guessing either a face mask or a horse collar.
It had to be, yeah. He called a face mask, and the back judge here on the
penalty being marked off against the Senators. It is a face mask penalty. It's going to give the Leopards a first down as the ball is moved up to the 30-yard line. And the Leopards will have 1st and 10.
Leopards so far offensively, Michael, they've been hitting on all cylinders, haven't they?
They have. Justin James, our isolated player of the game, comes in for Malvern. He sits up kind of an up-back position. Wolford working out a shotgun, gives near side to Dupree. Dupree up over the 30 to the 35. Like he was a little upset with himself. He didn't break that last tackle, but nonetheless, he'll pick up 6 on first down.
Justin James is out there looking for somebody to hit, and he finally found it. I think he picked out the biggest guy on the field and hit him.
Brings up 2nd down and 3 for Malvern as Desjardins comes back on for the Leopards. 6:52 to go here in the first half. Leopards leading 14-0. Don and Dupree go split to the far side. 2 backs in the backfield. 1 man split to the left. Give. Reverse. Dupree. Dupree is going to be hit and dropped for a loss back at the 32-yard line. Maybe the 33. He lost the 4 on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 7.
big third down conversion here for the Leopards. I was just bragging on how well they were going, and they sputtered a little bit here.
They split Dupree to the right, and the Senators were set up for that reverse. Twins to either side. Wolford working out a shotgun. Takes a snap, drops straight back, has some pressure. Gonna release the ball. He was looking for Bryson Barnes, and Barnes couldn't reach that one. Will bring up fourth down, and I assume we'll see the Leopard punt team come out here with 5:58 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah. Austin put a little heat on that one. There was one person was going to catch that, and the only person that was going to have a chance to was Bryson Barnes, and I mean, he put a fastball in there.
Colton Welch on to punt for Malvern, sets up at the Leopard 21-yard line. Return man for Robinson sets up at the 35. The kick is away. Great punt by the Leopards. Going to be fielded at the 27. Good return for the Senators.
That's what they was worried about right there.
Up over the midfield and tackle made. Flag comes in. It's going to be a horse collar tackle against Malvern. Or horse collar penalty, rather, against Malvern. And that's going to give Robinson outstanding field position.
Well, that's just what Coach Fogelman talked about time and time again. These guys can score on you on punt returns, kick returns, kickoff, and they almost did that way. We had him pretty well covered. He split our two guys that on the coverage went right up the middle and had the speed and the ability to get around some people. Once again, puts Robinson in excellent field position. You're 5:33 left in the first half. The Leopards lead this one 14-0.
Penalty moves the ball up to the Leopard 21-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Senators. Again, as Ron said, Leopards leading 14-0 as we get near the end of the first quarter. Been a fast-moving half as both teams have relied, again, primarily on the run game. One receiver split either way as Senators bring a man in motion. Now they'll have twins left, I formation. Howard sets up under center. Takes snap. Gives to his tailback. Trying to bounce the outside, and Leopards have it covered greatly. On the carry was Ryan Scarborough, and he did nothing but back up. He'll be spotted back at the 30.
Well, once again, Trent Block shows us that outstanding speed and really got back there and got a hold of him. Wasn't going to let him go. Great, nice play by Leopard defense.
Brings up 2nd down and 19 for the Senators. 5:10 to go here in the first quarter. Leopards leading 14-0. Trish right, split left as Howard sets up in shotgun now. Rolling to his right is Howard, looking for room, throws. Over the middle, it is tipped and incomplete. Several Leopards had a shot at it.
Yeah.
But the ball goes incomplete to bring up 3rd down.
That one could have been caught and could have been intercepted twice.
Leopard defense doing an outstanding job after being put in very
precarious.
Oh, I didn't know you knew that one.
Hey.
Somebody must have
precarious situation. That'd be
you looked that up before you got here tonight.
That'd be a dangerous situation.
Trish Wright, split left for the Senators as Howard again sets up in shotgun. Takes a snap, looking to throw, right side. It is picked off at the 18-yard line on the return for the Leopards. Is number 3, Marcel Bedford, and the Leopards have the ball back with 4:43 to go here in the first half.
Now that's once again Bedford coming up with a big play, big interception, stopping a potential scoring drive for the Robinson Senators. The only problem was they were still going backwards from where they had to. Can't say enough the way this Leopard defense has really stepped up and played here in the first half.
Ball at the 33-yard line as the Leopards come back to the line of scrimmage. Barnes split to the far side, twins left. As Warford works out a shotgun, gives to Dupree up the middle, over the 35, up to the 37-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play, brings up 2nd down and 6.
Jakari's just bound and determined to get plus yardage tonight. Really driving, pounding those legs and everything, and you think he's going to get a yard or two, and he ends up getting 4.
Leopards would like to get another score on the board before they head into halftime. Twins right, split left. As Wolford again works out a shotgun, takes a snap, give Dupree up the middle. Dupree up over the 40-yard line, up to the 41. Pickup of 4 on the play to leave the Leopards with 3rd down and 2. Actually, it should be about 3rd down and yard and a half.
Yeah. New crew coming in.
Trent Block, along with Justin James and Chris Bell all coming in. So a little more of a power formation for the Leopards. 1 receiver to either side for Malvern. 2 up backs. Give up the middle. First down, Malvern as Ja'Carry Dupree carries the ball into Robinson territory.
That would be Trent Block.
Trent Block.
That's a 34. You turned that 34 into 43 into 43 into 34.
Once again, if we hadn't missed your call up once or twice, you're not really a Leopard.
You're not a Leopard.
Twins right, split left. Leopards come back the line of scrimmage. Inside 3.5 minutes to go here in the half. Wolford working under center, takes a snap, swing pass, far side, Bedford at midfield, the 45, has the first down as he gets up to the 38-yard line of the Senators.
Really a nice swing pass out there to Bedford. Not only Bedford was out there, but he had Bryston Barnes out there running some interference for him and threw a key block to Springy. Nice play by Marcel Bedford.
Justin James and Tim Hardiman come on for the Leopards.
That's one thing about having this many athletes and this many interchangeable parts in this offense and this defense. You can rest these kids. You can give kids an opportunity to get out there and play and make a play.
1 receiver to either side, full backfield, as Wolford works out a shotgun, takes a snap, give up the middle. Hardiman with 1 man to beat, dropped at the 25. Or just shy, rather, of the 25. It's going to be another Leopard first down.
The Leopards are really establishing himself now, and another crew comes in. Tracy Johnson comes in, number 18, and
Holman comes in.
Holman comes in with the play, and big tight end, nice target out there. Great blocker, nice target.
2 minutes, 48 seconds to go here in the half. Leopards leading 14-0 as Wolford works out a shotgun. Takes a snap, give up the middle. Not much running room there for Dupree as he gets to the 25. Pickup of a yard on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 9.
Once again, the Leopards should score here, Mike, and then we get the ball to open up the second half, and it could be a big series. The next 2 series really coming up. I'd like to take this time and say hello to Bubbles and her family out there. They listen to us, the Brandons.
2 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the half. Trips left now for the Leopards. Split right as Wolford works out a shotgun as Dupree to his right. Give to Dupree up the middle. Dupree works his way down to the 20. Looks like he had nothing. And he picks up 5. Leave the Leopards with 3rd down and 4.
You have to think, we're right there on the cusp. Are we in 4-down territory, or are we in field goal territory, Mikey?
3rd down and 5. Wolford working out a shotgun as Dupree set up to his right. Looking to throw.
Make a difference.
Throw over the middle. Incomplete. He was looking for Bedford, and Bedford, quite honestly, just dropped it. It was right in the breadbasket.
Yeah, had a lot of heat on that ball, but it hit him right in the numbers. And those are the ones. Justin did a job, really slung it in there.
Or how about Austin?
Austin, that's it. Anyway, Austin.
Justin.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Congratulations, Austin. You're now officially in the McNamara
Hall of Fame. Nice tight spiral.
Jesus Torres on the kick for Malvern. Good snap, good hold. The kick's away. It is good.
What a weapon.
A 38-yard kick from Jesus Torres, and the Leopards have a 17-0 lead.
Nice set by Jake Golden, too.
Minute 22 to go here in the first half. You're listening to Malvern Leopard football.
Banking with FB&T is always a touchdown.
We are going to have a look in Dr. Ever's office. Here is his friendly staff. Oh look, it's a leopard!
I'm pulling for the Leopards. We're going to drill the opponents.
For all your dental needs, call Stephen Efer, DDS at 501-337-9559. No person or animal was harmed in the making of this commercial.
Go Leopards!
Back at Claude Mann Stadium, high short kick fielded and covered for the Leopards at about the 37-yard line. The Senators will take over 1st and 10 with a buck 19 to go here in the first half.
Well, once again, Justin James in on that tackle, but he was a little late. Chris Bell beat him there first by about a half a second, then Justin hit him. Nice coverage on the special teams with these Leopards on these high kicks.
Again, a fast-moving first half here at Claude Mann Stadium. I'd like to thank all of you listening here at home, all of you listening on the web,
on the World Wide Web.
Tight formation for Robinson as quarterback steps under center, pitch up the middle, run, good gain on first down. On the carry for Robinson was Dale Abraham.
I know he's the ISO player of the game, but Justin James just reached out there and got a hold of that tailback, and he had some running room, James, because they split the corners, and Justin did a good job of bringing him down.
Inside a minute to go, 2nd down 4. Again, Abraham on the carry, and he'll be hit at the line of scrimmage, but is able to work his way up to about a yard shy of the first, bring up 3rd down with 45 seconds to go here in the first half. And I believe we're going to have a timeout. Maybe. No, give him the first down.
Wow. That was a fair spot, wasn't it? I mean, we're looking right at it. And that's a yard short.
I assumed it was. And
I'm sitting right here on the 50-yard line looking at it, and it's a yard short.
We do have a timeout on the field. Robinson, let's talk about it. They'll have 1st and 10 when we return. You're listening to Malvern Leopard football.
Everybody wants to know, what is your favorite thing about Larry's Pizza in Malvern?
I don't know about you, but I like their fresh ingredients in their homemade pizzas.
Well, I like their all-you-can-eat buffets on Tuesday and Friday nights.
How many pepperonis are on one slice of pizza at Larry's?
About like 6 to 7.
Larry's Pizza in Malvern is open Tuesday through Sundays from 11 to 9 o'clock. Their buffets are on Tuesday and Friday nights at 5.
We want the Malvern Leopards to have a successful football season.
Go Leopards!
Hi folks, I'm Darryl Teeter and I support the Leopards all the way. You need to support the local talent and also the local businesses. And remember what Teeter says, the more we spend on our youth, the less we'll spend on presidents later. So let's keep the kids busy and keep them happy. Let's do our job and support and give the boys a great feeling and fill these bleachers full every night. So come to the ball game and come to Teeter's. We'll see you later.
Once again, we return to Claude Mann Stadium. Leopards leading 17-0. 40 seconds to go here in the first half. Senators have the football. 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. As both teams come back to the line of scrimmage, a tight formation for the Senators. As Logan Howard will set up under center. One man split to the right. Howard fakes to give. Going to keep. Throws underneath. Pass completed. A great hit made. Very near the line of scrimmage. Jared Walker for the Leopards.
Another one of those hard-hitting sophomores. I mean, you don't time it any better coming from your corner to make a play like that. Just smacked him.
I said very near the line of scrimmage. Actually, a pickup of 5, but it was a great hit nonetheless. 12 seconds to go. Could be the last play of the game if the Senators decide to run it. Howard working, looking. Right side. Pass is incomplete. Good coverage on the outside there. And that will stop the clock with 2 seconds to go here in the first half.
I want to tell you something. Jared Walker thought that was so much fun. Their number 5 went up, and I mean, he cracked him in the ribs as he went up, and he wasn't going to hold that ball if he got a hold of it anyway.
This imperatively, Ron, will be the last play of the first half outside of a penalty.
Yeah, you've been procrastinating. Forget it, I won't say that again.
I'd like to thank whoever bought Ron his thesaurus this year. 2 seconds to go in the first half. We'll stay with it. We do have a timeout on the field.
We have to stay with it. Anyway,
might as well. We've already burned about 15 seconds of this timeout.
Leopards lead this one 17-0 in the first half here, in what has been a very, very impressive show by the Leopard offense, and even if
the defense has played impeccably.
If not as impressive, more impressive, this defense has stepped up. Every time they've been challenged, they've met the challenge, and then some, haven't they, Mike?
Absolutely. You know, the Senators started one drive basically at their own at the Leopard 21-yard line. The Leopard defense not only held them out of the end zone, but got the football for them.
Yes.
Senators come back to the line of scrimmage. Should be the last play of the half. Leopards leading 17-0. Twins to either side as Howard works out a shotgun. Takes a snap. Swing pass. Near side. That's going to be a hook and ladder. Fumble on the play. It's going to be recovered.
Well, that's good.
And the Leopards have it going towards the end zone, and they'll be stopped. But nonetheless, that is the end of the half.
Trey Broughton ended up with the ball. I thought the big young man was going to make it all the way. The Leopards lead it at the halftime, 17-0, and we'll be back after these messages.
I like working at Sykes because I get to help people. Helping people is a big part of what I'm about, what I like to do.
I like working at Sykes because it's a good learning environment and everybody is just wonderful. They work with you, everybody's nice. It's just a good place to work.
We'll see you at Sykes.
For 40 years, people have been coming to Western Sizzling for one thing: our flame-kissed steaks. Slow cooked, flame-kissed from the top and seared from the bottom to lock in the flavor. Topped off with our famous gold dust seasoning. It's what makes the difference. Flame-kissed, the definition of great steaks.
Gotta get to Western Sizzling. Yeah.
Once again, we return to Claude Vance Stadium. Mike Chance, Ron McNamara with you as the Leopards get set for the second half of play. They come into the second half, Ron, with a 17-0 lead. Better yet, they're going to get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about that at the end of the first half, Mike. Not only is a score important, of course, you would like to have the touchdown, but to have a weapon like Jesus Torres that can get you that 3 points, and 3 points can be a big number in these kind of games. The Leopards have stopped the Robinson Senators, but the Senators, quite honestly, Mike, they've stopped themselves some too with fumbles. But it's like Mark Roberts was talking there. A lot of those fumbles are because the Leopards were, they're slobber knocking them, and they're really hitting. There's some really, really, really good hitting going on out there tonight.
Leopards are going to start the third quarter, moving from our left to right here on the home side of the stadium, moving towards the Bill Hunt Fieldhouse as Senators get set to kick off, and this will be their first kick of the night. And it will be interesting to see, Ron. Leopards are going with a sky kick all night long. Interesting to see if the Senators go with the same strategy.
I kind of expect the same thing with Dupree back there and the success.
Like Bryson Barnes may get a shot at this one. He's set up at the right up back. High short kick, very short. And Senators have a chance to recover it.
It's a live ball. Golly,
let's scrum for it at the 40-yard line of Malvern. No indication as of yet as to who has the football.
A little indecision there on the part of the Leopards, and they're trying to figure out who's got the ball under all of that. And there's
still no indication.
There's some really wrestling going on the bottom of that pile.
Looks like the Senators may have it. Their coaches are very excited.
Leopards say they've got it.
And the Leopards do have it. They'll get the ball at the 40-yard line. So they'll get great field position here to start the second half.
Big old 66 comes running out of there. That's sophomore Isaac Wright. He's all excited. I have a sneaky suspicion he was the one sitting on that football down in the bottom of all that and everything, Mike.
Leopards lead 17-0 as we get the second half underway, and the Leopard offense comes back to the line of scrimmage. Twins right, split left. Warford working out a shotgun, has Dupree set up to his right. Fakes to give, now pump fake, he's got a man wide open on the far sideline, overshoots him. Had Bryston Barnes streaking down the right side with really nothing in front of him but stripes.
Well, I will tell you something. Mark and I were talking here at halftime with the way Coach Fogelman calls the game. You never know what he's going to pull on you. You never know what he's going to do. He's an excellent at finding a weakness and taking advantage of it. And he had it there, and then we just couldn't connect, or it would have been another 7 for the Leopards.
2nd and 10 for the Leopards from their own 40-yard line. Give Dupree up the middle. Dupree up over the 45. Looks like he'll get to the 48-yard line. Will be 2 yards shy of the first.
Leopards still doing a lot of platooning ball players in it. Bell comes in, and Trent Block comes in, and Dupree and Bedford come out.
Leopards come back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 2. Warford going to set up under center as a full backfield. Give Dupree up the middle, and he's going to be stopped shy of the first. Picks up maybe a yard on the play.
Actually, that was Trent Block in there for the...
Excuse me. Thank you, Ron.
Yeah. Well, it's easier for me to sit here and do this because you're doing other things with their stats and everything. Yeah. Big 4th down here for the Leopards.
Brings up 4th down and a yard.
Coach Fogelman said, let's just go for it. We've had success running all night, and Leopards pick up a 1st and 10 here. They can take some more time off the clock, plus set themselves in and set them up for a possible field goal or touchdown.
Warford again working under center, has a full backfield once again. Fakes to give, rolling to his right, throw incomplete, and a man wide open, Justin James, and Warford quite honestly just missed him, and that's going to give the Senators the ball on downs.
We missed a couple right there, 2 touchdowns right there, but you can't fault them for trying for their effort, and just couldn't quite put it together.
I'd like to take just a moment, Ron, and let everybody know that tomorrow night the Malvern Leopard tennis team will be waiting tables at Larry's Pizza and raising money. And if you'd like to go by and pick up a pizza, you can leave a tip, and funds go towards the tennis team. You don't have to dine in. You can pick up pizza and leave a tip. Keeper up the middle for the Senators. Good gain on 1st down, up over the 45, up near the 43.
Nice game, nice 1st and 10, Nate. That opens your playbook up a little bit more when you've got 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4 instead of 2nd and 8 or 9.
Just to finish up what I was starting there, you can buy golf-size umbrellas. Those are $27.50, regular size $20. You sign up for those as well at Larry's Pizza tomorrow, 5 to 8. Be sure and stop by and help support this Malvern athletic program. Give up the middle for Robinson. Gain of a couple on the play. Ball's going to be spotted at the 39-yard line. It's going to leave the Senators about 2 yards shy of the first.
Just a quick handoff there to Alejandro Ramirez, and we have not seen Ronnie Morrison come back in since early there late in the first quarter, and we don't know if he was dinged up. Mark said they did see him limping on the sideline, so he may be gone out for the night.
Under center for the Senators is Logan Howard. And Howard takes a snap, pitch near side, trying to get the outside. Good pursuit, but the Senators are going to have 1st down inside the 30-yard line of Malvern.
That's some of that speed right there that we were talking about Robinson has. Number 1 for him out there. Ryan Scarborough is that tailback cornerback. He's a 5'10", 170-pound senior that really got some quickness and really got some speed. And he was one of the ones that Coach Fogelman talked about early on in the coaching cell about kids we have to be well aware of where they are going through it. 8:53 here left in the third quarter. The Leopards lead this one 17-0.
Ball at the 26 as the Senators come to the line of scrimmage. Howard up under center. Two backs in the backfield. Pitch near side. Up over the 25 to the 23-yard line goes Dale Abraham.
Down on the bottom of that play was, again, an isolated player, Justin James, really doing an outstanding job, that middle linebacker spot of plugging those holes and getting in there. Mason Morgan comes in out for a breather.
8:20 to go here in the first quarter as the Senators come back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 6. Ball at the 23-yard line. Howard again up under center. Power I formation. Give near side up over the middle. And tackle made at the 20-yard line. Dale Abraham again on the carry. Ron, you mentioned we hadn't seen much of Ronnie Morrison since early in the ball game.
No, we haven't. Chris Bell and Justin James on the tackle on that one. And Morrison was one of the kids that that Coach Fogelman was concerned about. Big 6'3", 220-plus pounder, and had some success early running with the Leopards. And I don't see him over there on the sideline anywhere. So we hope it's nothing serious. The kid is injured.
Ball at the 20-yard line. It's 3rd down and 4 as quarterback steps away, surveys the defense. Howard again under center. Give near side. Carry up to the 16-yard line. It's going to be very near a first down. Looks like he may have it by about a half a yard.
That looks like they're going to call him short by about a half a yard there, Eagle Eye. Now they're looking.
As the spot on the near side's further up than where it was, I guess, on the far side.
We saw that at halftime, too, though, didn't we? I'm surprised they gave him that 1st and 10 at the half. This one was even closer than that one, I think.
So we'll call it 4th down and about a half yard for the Senators. 6:57 to go here in the third quarter. Leopards leading 17-0 as Howard steps under center. Give to his fullback, and he'll have the first down up inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line.
Senators taking advantage of a gamble on 4th and 2. Leopards inside their own 50-yard line, and just kind of slowly but surely, methodically taking the ball down inside the 15 to about, the 13-yard line, Mike?
First down and 10. One receiver set up to the right. Howard again going to set up under center. One back in the backfield. Fakes the give. Under pressure. Throw near side. Incomplete. Looks like Burks may have gotten a hand on that one. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for Pulaski Robinson.
Yeah, that one's bounced all around. There's more than one people had a chance on that one. And the Leopards were the Senators were quite honestly very fortunate that one wasn't picked off.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 for Robinson. 6:39 to go here in the third quarter. 17-0, Malvern leading. One man set up to the right. Looks like Senators are going with much more a power running game here in the second half so far. Leopards put a shift on, far side, trying to bounce to the outside. Good pursuit out there by the Malvern defense, and Ryan Scarborough couldn't find much running room on that right side.
Well, that's once again there. The Leopards have done an outstanding job reading the linebackers, and it's Justin James and Quanti Walker out there from the linebacker spots that have the speed to get out there and contain and string that play out and not let them turn the corner and get upfield.
Look, gain of less than a half yard on the play. Ball spotted just inside the 13-yard line. Clock now at 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Howard again under center. Pitch near side, trying to get to the outside is Abraham. He's inside the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Abraham's really shown some speed there too. Dale Abraham, Z-back safety, 5'9", 160-pound senior, and he's one of these kids that's really showed some speed. We got a leopard down here on
You do have a leopard down on the near side, and the coach is out checking on the player. It looks to be Josh Williams, I believe, but I hate to even speculated that far.
Yeah, it's Josh.
We'll take a short break here as the coaches attend the herd player. 5:38 to go here in the third quarter. The Leopards leading 17-0.
You believe this? My bank sends me this letter saying I don't have free checking anymore, and now I gotta pay $8 a month. Forget them. Malvern National Bank has free checking, and I switched. Why not? Free mobile and online banking, a free MasterCard debit card, free e-statements, write all the checks I want, free. No minimum balance. Get serious, I'm not paying some bank $8 a month for checking when I get the same thing at Malvern National for free. There's free checking at Malvern National Bank, and that's what I want.
We are going to have a look in Dr. Deaver's office. Here is his friendly staff. Oh look, it's the leopard.
I'm pulling for the Leopards. We're going to drill the opponents.
For all your dental needs, call Stephen Efer, DDS at 501-337-9559. No person or animal was harmed in the making of this commercial.
Go Leopard!
Back at Claude Stadium, 5 minutes 38 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Leopards leading 17-0. Josh Williams, unfortunately, for Malvern being helped to the sidelines. It looks like Ron probably, it's either right ankle or right knee, but definitely not a cramp, and unfortunate thing for Malvern.
Yeah.
Brings up 4th down and 2 for the Senators.
Big play for the Leopard defense here.
Howard up under center, goes and looks to the sideline for additional instructions. He's going to get a timeout. We'll take a break as well. 5:22 again to go in the third quarter. Leopards leading 17-0. You're listening to Malvern Leopard football.
Everybody wants to know, what is your favorite thing about Larry's Pizza in Malvern?
I don't know about you, but I like their fresh ingredients in their homemade pizzas.
Well, I like their all-you-can-eat buffets on Tuesday and Friday nights.
How many pepperonis are on one slice of pizza at Larry's?
About like 6 to 7.
Larry's Pizza in Malvern is open Tuesday through Sundays from 11 to 9 o'clock. Their buffets are on Tuesday and Friday nights at 5.
We want the Malvern Leopards to have a successful football season.
Go Leopards!
For 40 years, people have been coming to Western Sizzling for one thing: our flame-kissed steaks. Slow cooked, flame-kissed from the top and seared from the bottom to lock in the flavor. Topped off with our famous gold dust seasoning. It's what makes the difference. Flame-kissed, the definition of great steaks.
Gotta get to Western Sizzling. Yeah.
Back at Claude Stadium, 5 minutes 22 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Leopards leading 17-0 and facing a goal line stand for the most part. It is 4th down and 2 from the Leopards' 5-yard line as the Senators come back to the line of scrimmage. Logan Howard going to set up under center.
33's back in. Ronnie Morrison, the big tailback, is back in.
He sets up in basically a fullback position. He will not get the football, pitch to the near side, and it's going to be up over the 5 to about the 4-yard line, and if it is where the near side spot is, they're going to be a yard shy of the first.
Leopards are saying no, and Robinson saying yes, and we're going to have a measurement, looks like. Depends on the spot. I can see the ball. If he made it just by the middle.
No, he didn't make it. I'm going to pull a Johnny and tell you he's shy.
No, he's shy. Oh, yeah, he's shy, half a yard shy.
Again, missing our third broadcast partner, Johnny Gibbs, not able to join us tonight. Once again, following his nephew, is a senior for Benton this year for the most part. We hope to get to see him at some point this year.
We figure he'll show up. Look at that.
It is easily a yard shy of the first. Leopards are going to get the football at their own 4-yard line, 1st and 10.
Once again, Mike, the Leopard defense just really stiffens up, and I mean, it's kind of a precarious situation. You take over inside your 50-yard line and move the ball down, and then just make a stop right there inside the 5-yard line. Nice play, nice nice front line, big front four on that defense did a good job.
First down and 10 for Malvern. Ball at their own 40-yard line. 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Leopards leading 17-0. Warford working out a shotgun, sets up in his own end zone. Give off the left side. And that's going to be a great gain on first down as Dupree gets up over the 10 to about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, Dupree really still in the second half. It's picking up where he left off in the first half. Really running hard, run with authority, and you've been extremely hard to bring down. That first tackler's not going to get him.
From Hardeman in for the Leopards. Brings up second down and about a yard for Malvern. Justin James into the game as well.
They use James with his size and weight. They use him a lot as that lead blocker, and I mean, he is a devastating blocker as well as a tackler.
Warford again working out a shotgun as full backfield. Give off the right side is going to be enough for the first down. Gain up to the 19-yard line for Dupree.
I tell you what, the right side of that line over there, the offensive line's really done a good job. Big old 53, and Chris Ellett just continues to play real well. And again, we mentioned Justin Danner doing a great job, and of course it all starts at the center with Jacob Elliott. Offensive line really doing a good job.
Twins left, split right now for Warford. Give up the middle again. Good gain on first down, up over the 25, up to the 29-yard line is Ja'Carry Dupree.
Dupree's really doing a good job of letting his blockers set up, finding the hole, letting the blockers come set up to him, and using his blockers, and picking up some nice yardage here.
Gives the Leopards another first down. Ball spotted just inside the Leopard 30-yard line. Give up the middle. Hardeman on the carry has lots of running room across midfield. He's at the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Tim Hardeman. 70 yards, and the Leopards have just extended their lead to 23-0.
You know, we've wondered time and again, what Hardeman would look like if he could ever get loose. He's been real close a few times, but I'm going to tell you something. Timmy gets those long legs going out there, and he's hard to. Bryson Barnes did an excellent job of running. They had one defender out there. Barnes was out there with him, and there was no way that defender was going to get to Timmy to stop the touchdown.
Torres on to kick the extra point. Good snap, good hold. The kick's away, and it is good. Leopards lead 24-0. 3:39 to go here in the third quarter. You're listening to Malvern Leopard football.
I like working at Sykes because I get to help people. Helping people is a big part of what I'm about, what I like to do.
I like working at Sykes because it's a good learning environment, and everybody is just wonderful. They work with you. Everybody's nice. It's just a good place to work.
We'll see you at Sykes.
Let me get this straight. My free checking is only free now if I use my debit card 28 times a month? I don't think so. Time to switch. Malvern National Bank has true free checking with mobile and online banking, plus a free MasterCard debit card. I don't have to keep a minimum balance, no gimmicks. So I switched to Malvern National. Let's get serious. I'm not paying $7 a month for checking when I get it free at Malvern National. Malvern National Bank. Free checking, no gimmicks. That's what I want.
Back at Claude Mann Stadium, Leopards lead 24-0, 3:39 to go here in the third quarter. And the Leopards just extended their lead with a 70-yard run by Tim Hardeman. And the Leopards set now for another kickoff. Leopards have gone with a sky kick tonight as Torres looks to set up for another. High kick, angled towards the sideline, fielded at the 16. Across the 20, the 25, the 30. Good return for the Senators. And tackle made across midfield into Leopard territory, ball at the 49-yard line.
Trust me, that was not the kick that Coach Fogelman wanted or ordered, and I tell you what, Torres just got a little bit too much of it. And we got another Leopard down, and
Quante Walker, I'm hoping that's a cramp. We'll wait. See, and it is going to, I'm afraid that is going to be a cramp.
Yeah.
The coaches just pull him off the ground, so let's go to the sideline.
Yeah, he's putting a little weight on it now. He is such a tough kid. But I'm going to tell you something, you got a cramp, it feels like your whole leg's like, give me a break.
Senators come back to the line of scrimmage, have the ball just across midfield. First and 10.
Once again, starting an excellent field position, the Senators do.
Howard up under center. Pitch, far side, good gain on first down. Pickup of about 3 on the play. Scarborough on the carry. Driven back after getting up to, he got a great spot up to the 44-yard line.
Got a wonderful spot.
So pickup of 3 on the play. It'll be second down and 7. Well, they're calling it second and 6. I'm going to say 7.
We'll give them the benefit of the doubt, right?
Just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Leopards leading 24-0 as the Senators come back to the line of scrimmage. Howard again going to work under center. And the Senators going with the power running game here in the second half.
Yeah, man, they were having a little success throwing the ball. They were having some success throwing the ball.
Flag comes out as Abraham was on the carry. He got a good game, but I believe this one's coming back. The game was to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, the referee called that back there and looked like somewhere in the Senators' backfield, and it's illegal procedure.
False start against Robinson, so that penalty will be marked off for around the 45 of Malvern. Moves the ball to just to the Senator side of midfield.
Looks like a do-over.
Brings up second down and about 10. Well, it's a little better than a do-over for the Malvern offense, or defense rather. Howard again under center. One receiver rather, split to the left. Howard fakes the toss, looking to throw near side. It is almost picked off. Marcel Bedford had a great shot at it and couldn't quite come up with it.
Bedford really did a good job on that one, playing it from his safety position. Played the ball, and right in his hands. He nobody feels any worse about it than he does.
Brings up third down and 10 for the Senators. 2:07 to go here in the third, and their pace has slowed a little bit after a very quick first half. Howard going to work out a shotgun now as trips left, split right. Looking to throw near side. Pass is incomplete. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Jalen Lacey, and that's going to bring up fourth down for Robinson.
Yeah, that all of a sudden we were talking how they'd gone to the tight formation, ran the ball, and now they put the ball in the air, and should have had one picked off and might have completed that one. But it'd be interesting to see what the Senators do.
Lacey should have had that one.
Yeah.
He'd tell you in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Fourth down and a little over 10 for the Senators. Trips left, split right once again as Howard works out a shotgun. Now pauses to get some additional instruction from the sideline. Takes a step back, and the Senators ready to put this one in play.
They missed the clock. They lost 5 seconds. Right, lost in the clock. Got them.
That's going to cost the Senators another 5 yards, bring up fourth down and 15.
So we'll see if that changes their thought process.
At this point, Ron, down 24-0 in a fast-moving ball game. I'm not sure if you're the Robinson coach, you've got any choice but
to go. You don't have any choice. You really don't, because your defense really hasn't been able to stop the Leopards and hadn't much success there. So you've got to hope you can connect on a long pass play or get a good passing yardage after the catch.
Again, trips left, split right for Howard, and he's going to pooch kick it. The Leopards just run away from it. It takes a Robinson roll down to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Leopards will take over 1st and 10. Minute 52 to go here in the third quarter. Leopards leading 24-0, and it has been a ground assault for the Leopards tonight. Found some spots in the air, but quite honestly, it has been all on the running game.
Yeah, Leopards have just had a couple real close misconnections here on a couple of drop passes and a couple overthrows, or this thing could really be a lot worse than it is.
Wolford working out a shotgun, fakes the give, rolling to his right, has some pressure, and throws this one away in the general area of Justin James, but quite honestly, Wolford was just getting rid of that.
Yeah, nice play there by the junior quarterback. He, avoid a sack, avoid the loss, and throw it up into the stands in the general direction, like you say, of Justin James, and
throwing it to Grandma.
Throw it to Grandma.
2nd down 10 for the Leopards. They come back to the line of scrimmage, trips right, split left. Dupree set up to Wolford's left. Takes a snap, give, up the middle. Dupree with decent gain up to the 25. Leave the Leopards with a 3rd down and 5 as the clock continues to roll.
Looks to me like there's a little yah going out there at number 2 for the Senators. Wants to get a little bit mouthy, but I'm telling you what, there when you're down 24-0, you shut your mouth up and play football, and
not a lot of talking to do when you're down 24 points.
I guess the coach saw enough of it too, and Coach Scola said, that's enough. Come over and we'll have a talk. And he met him right there at the field, and he's going to stand right there beside him, explain things to him a little bit, I think.
3rd down and 5, under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Warford working out a shotgun. Fakes a give, swing pass, near side, Hardiman at the 25. And he's going to be dropped as he crosses the 30, and that's, depending on the spot, that should be a 1st down. And it will be. He'll get the 31-yard line.
Hardiman's really showing some speed out of there tonight. I mean, we've seen some possibilities, but Tim's really had some opportunities to get those long legs moving a little bit and show some speed, some really good effort tonight.
Hardiman driven out of bounds, stops the clock at 46 seconds to go here in the third. One-man split to either side, 2 tight ends for the Leopards. Warford working out a shotgun, takes a snap, gives to Dupree. Dupree is going to be hit for a loss of about a yard on the play.
32, Jack Walton, the fullback linebacker, 6'3", 190, has really become pretty active out here in these last 3 or 4 plays. Number 32 for these Senators, and I see the aforementioned Jalen Lacey, number 2, is back out there, and they got him at that middle linebacker spot.
Leopards don't have to run a play. We'll see what they do. Is about 15 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Warford again in shotgun. One receiver to either side. Face to give to Hardiman. Looking to throw. Looking near sideline. Bryson Barnes incomplete. Had him at the 25, and Barnes made a dive but couldn't come up with it. It'll bring up 3rd down and 11 for the Leopards.
Yeah, the Leopards are just as a little overthrow, a little long this week as they were short last week. They were coming up short on some of those passes that were open, and tonight Austin's been making sure he can get the ball out there, and they just haven't been quite able to run under it, because another opportunity there that could have been 6.
Unless there's a penalty, this should be the last play of the third quarter.
You did that on the first quarter and a half and everything. You may have called this one right, Mike.
2.6 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 3rd down 11 for the Leopards. Need to get up over the 41-yard line. Warford drops straight back, has some pressure, scrambles, and he's going to be dropped back at the 25, and that will bring up 4th down. As the third quarter comes to a close, the Leopards lead this one 24-0. You're listening to Malvern Leopard football.
Hi folks, I'm Darrell Teeter, and I support the Leopards all the way. You need to support the local talent and also the local businesses. And remember what Teeter says, the more we spend on our youth, the less we'll spend on presidents later. So let's keep the kids busy and keep them happy. Let's do our job and support and give the boys a great feeling and fill these bleachers full every night. So come to the ball game and come to Teeters. We'll see you later.
Everybody wants to know, what is your favorite thing about Larry's Pizza in Malvern?
I don't know about you, but I like their fresh ingredients in their homemade pizzas.
Well, I like their all-you-can-eat buffets on Tuesday and Friday nights.
How many pepperonis are on one slice of pizza at Larry's?
About like 6 to 7.
Larry's Pizza in Malvern is open Tuesday through Sundays from 11 to 9 o'clock. Their buffets are on Tuesday and Friday nights at 5. We want the Malvern Leopards to have a successful football season.
Go Leopards!
We get set to start the fourth quarter here at Claude Stadium. Again, I'd like to remind you that Saturday night, the golf and tennis teams will be waiting tables at Larry's Pizza. All the tips going towards the Malvern Athletic Program. You can also, at that time, sign up to purchase an umbrella. The golf size umbrellas, $27.50, regular size, $20. Personally, Ron, I'd recommend the golf size umbrella at $27.50. You can purchase or sign up to purchase those at Larry's Pizza again Saturday night, 5 to 8 o'clock. If you're listening to the ball game on the rebroadcast, you've got time to head out there and get yourself an umbrella.
Head right after the ball game. And I tell you what, the really sharp-looking umbrellas. Mikey got one and I got one, so I'd suggest that get a chance to support these Leopards.
Leopard set to punt. Kick is away. High, short kick.
Almost blocked.
Bounds at the 41. Takes a Leopard roll into Senator territory and will be down at the 48-yard line. Senators will take over with 11:49 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Big old Jalen Lacey, number 2, was really in there, almost had a block for the Senators that could have put them even in better field position. But I'm going to tell you something. The Senators have started with excellent field position here in the second half, and the Leopard defense has really done an excellent job of not letting them take advantage of or get any points. The
Leopard defense has been outstanding tonight. First down and 10 for the Senators as they come to the line of scrimmage. Line of scrimmage is the 48-yard line. Pulaski Robinson, trips left, split right. Howard working out of shotgun, takes a snap, drops straight back, has some pressure, throws far side, has a man, it is incomplete. Down at the 30-yard line, he was looking for number 24, Trederick Dunn.
We go from a really quick moving first quarter, second quarter, halfway through the third quarter, and now we got the ball in the air, and the ball game is slowed down a bit. You know, the Senators are doing what they need to do. They're trying to make a play. They're trying to get back in this ball game, and quite honestly, the only way they feel they can do it is through the air, Mike, because the Leopards have really kind of stuffed their running game.
Trish left, split right again. Howard working out a shotgun, face again, going to keep it up the middle, up over midfield, and dropped right there at the 49-yard line, or just inside the 49, brings it third down and 7 for the Senators.
Isaac Wright got him low, and then Justin James came in for the finishes and touch. It'll be interesting. I'll have to find out how many tackles James has been in on tonight, but we couldn't have picked a better outstanding isolated player than what we picked tonight.
Third down and 7 for Robinson. Again, trips left, split right. Howard again working out a shotgun. Drops back, looks to his left, throws underneath, passes incomplete. Looking for Abraham out there, and it was nearly picked off by Burks.
Well, I want to tell you something. Burks had his set. I believe he had his
looking to clean Abraham's clock.
To clean his clock. I mean, Kalen had him in his sights, and he's going to do what his daddy used to do. He was going to lay a slobber knocker on him.
Fourth down and 7. Ron, if they don't get it here, they can't go for it. And do you know why that is?
Because they don't have a fifth down.
Absolutely.
They've been needing some fifth downs.
10:59 to go here in the ball game. Leopards leading 24-0. Howard takes a snap. Throws. Near side blocked. It is incomplete.
I couldn't see who had their hands up on it, but one of the interior linemen had to be either Morgan, Broughton, some of them.
Leopard's offense comes back out. 10:53 to go in this ball game, and Ron, very few times, I think I've said this, with this much time to go, but Leopards can salt this one away.
Yeah, it's. I'm about to close the book on this one. After this series here, we get a couple of 1st and 10s, and we'll close the book on this one early.
Leopards send a man in motion. Warford takes a snap. Give up the middle to Dupree. Up over midfield. We're getting a horrible spot from near side Judge.
I'm telling you.
Both sides, really. And either way, they'll give him midfield, so gain of about 2. About a yard and a half, actually, I guess, on the game. Bring up 2nd down and 9.
You know, you've done a real good job of not making fun of me tonight, too, so.
We got 10.5 minutes. Don't count your chicken.
We're going to have some time to kill here.
One man split to either side. Warford working out a shotgun, takes a snap. Give. Dupree up middle, breaks a tackle. Still on his feet up to the 40-yard line. It's a 1st down for Malvern.
You really got to watch this tomorrow on Channel 13, 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Replay of this. Once again, Jakari has decided that, he takes his time. He's really learning, as a junior tailback, and he just is improving each week of finding these holes, looking at being patient, finding these blockers, and then when it's time to go, he goes. And he's just really done an excellent job.
Leopards come up to line of scrimmage. 1st down and 10. Ball at the 41-yard line. Warford takes, gives Dupree off over the 40 up to the 37-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play to bring up 2nd down and 6.
Leopard ground game really is coming into its own here again tonight.
You've seen in previous games the passing game really kind of carry the Leopards, and the running game struggled. Tonight been the absolute total opposite.
Yeah.
Trish left, split right for the Leopards. Dupree set up to Warford's right. Fakes the give, looking to throw. Right side under pressure. He's going to be dropped up at the 40-yard line. So a loss on that one of about 3 yards to bring up 3rd down and 9 for Malvern.
He would look like he wanted to go with one of his favorite receivers, number 12, senior Desjardins out there, but they had him double covered. He was blanketed, and really Austin did a good job seeing that, didn't make a mistake, and took the sack.
3rd down and 8. Twins to either side as Warford and the Leopards come back to the line of scrimmage. Need to get up to about the 31. Fumbled snap, and Warford is just going to play it smart, but he gets dropped back at the 45.
Looked like that one dribbled back there somehow. Don't know. Misconnection between the quarterback and the center, and Leopards face a 4th down here, and kind of expect to see the punter out here, but with Coach Fogelman, you never know.
Yeah, they're not heading out yet, and the ball's spotted at the 44. It'd be 4th down and about 13.
Got a favorite cricket on you there. Our pet cricket came in to see Mike, and Mike just politely threw him out the door.
It is going to be punt time for the Leopards. Colton Welch sets up at his own 44-yard line. 7:53 to go as Welch gets the snap, gets the kick away. Angled towards the sideline, takes a Malvern roll inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. Great punt by Colton Welch.
Yeah, Welch has done a really nice job. And the last time he punted, quite honestly, Mike, he did a good job getting it off because it was a possibility of getting that in block. 7:42 here left in this ball game. The Leopards lead of 24-0, trying to pitch another shutout.
Leopard defense has had a big night so far tonight, shutting down what has been a potent
Yeah, if our listeners have anything to do, maybe Monday, Tuesday night, you might want to call Drive-By Sports and talk to Hooten and figure out how he figured the Senators were a 7-point favorite in this one. That number is local number 437-1037. Drive-By Sports. After Mr.
Fumble on the play as the Senators pick it up, and they're going to be dropped at the 1 yard line. It looks like it was very nearly a safety.
Well, the Senators really have had a lot of problem hanging on the ball tonight.
We're going to bring up 2nd down and 15, maybe 16. We'll call it 15 for the Senators. 7:07 to go in the ball game. Leopards leading 24-0.
Leopards trying to improve to 4-1 on the season.
Howard looking to throw, near side pass is picked up, and touchdown Malvern.
Oh, I tell you what.
Javante Jones picked it off in the flat, and he was gone.
You don't play that any better. Giovanni played the receiver. He watched the quarterback, and I don't know whether you heard me say it when I said that's ours, because Giovanni broke on it, and I figured he had it because he was in the. You like to see that from a corner. Played it right and broke on the ball and just stepped in front of the receiver and did a pick six.
The Leopards extra point team comes on. Jesus Torres set to kick the extra point. Good snap, good hold, the kick's away. It is good. 6:53 to go in this ball game. Leopards lead 31-0.
Banking with FB&T is always a touchdown.
You believe this? My bank sends me this letter saying I don't have free checking anymore, and now I gotta pay $8 a month. Forget them. Malvern National Bank has free checking, and I switched. Why not? Free mobile and online banking, a free MasterCard debit card, free e-statements, write all the checks I want, free. No minimum balance. Get serious. I'm not paying some bank $8 a month for checking when I get the same thing at Malvern National for free. There's free checking at Malvern National Bank, and that's what I want.
Back at Claude Stadium, Leopards lead 31-0. Javante Jones just extending the Malvern lead by 6 points as he picked off a Robinson pass out in the flat, returned it for the touchdown. And Jesus Torres set to kick off for Malvern.
I believe this will be a little bit higher and a little bit shorter. What are you going to bet?
It's going to be fielded at the 26-yard line. The third man spun around at the 31, and he'll be dropped there. On the return for Robinson was Trederick Dunn, and he'll get to the 31, maybe the 32.
And he was met there by, amongst others, Trent Block.
Robinson offense comes back out on the field. 6:45 to go here in the ball game. Leopards lead 31-0.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think you can grab up your pencils and your erasers, but I'm closing the book on this one.
The fat lady ain't singing, but she's warming up.
The book, I'm zipping the book. I'm zipping it up.
Tight formation now for the Senators. One man split to the right as Howard works from under center. Pitches to Abraham, trying to get outside. Good chase by the Malvern defense. Abrams reverses field again. That's big running room along the far sidelines and is run out of bounds at the Malvern 44.
That's one thing you have to watch about really with the speed of this kid. I mean, he reversed his field, 3 times there and finally got back around the corner. So made a big gain out of what should have been a loss under normal circumstances.
Clock stops with 6:31 to go. Ball spotted at the 44, coming in for Malvern. is Lane Purefoy. Quarterback steps under center, I formation, twins right, pitch near side. Leopard defense giving chase. Oh, what a hit on the outside.
Whoa. Lane Purefoy had a hold of him and was kind of slowing him down. And I didn't see, I was watching Lane. Somebody came in and hit him. I don't know who it was.
It's nonetheless, it was a gain of about 8 with a huge hit and got a big pop from the crowd.
There must have been, it must have been Justin James going over there, giving him a high five, whatever. So
coming into the game for Malvern is DeAndre Hart. Front block coming off. Quarterback under center, pitch near side. Abraham bounces it to the outside, spins, and is dropped at 35. No gain on the play. We got a flag coming in late.
I'll tell you what, Kalen Burks was going to have none of the juke job and just put his eye on his belly button. Where the belly button goes, that's where the player goes. And Kalen stayed with him and stopped him right there short of the 1st and 10. But we have a flag.
Yeah, that was right at the point of contact. We'll wait and see.
Now they go to march off. Looks like
they'll call a personal foul against Malvern.
Okay.
Sure what happened on the far side of the field, and the Senators come back to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 at the Malvern 20-yard line.
Leopards getting some of these younger players in and getting some full-time speed game experience under them.
Ball on the ground, picked up by Howard. He scrambles towards the end zone. He'll get in, and the Senators are on the board.
Dropped the ball and picked it up with 5:25 left here. The Senators finally get on the board. 6-0, but hey, let's call it what it is. The coaches pulled out the main defense, and we're getting some of these young kids some playing experience, and the Senators took advantage of that.
You just realized Robinson's got the same fight song as Malvern.
First chance they've had to play it.
And not nearly as well as our band. Good snap, good hold. The kick's away. It is no good. So the score will remain 31-6. 5:25 to go in the ball game. Leopards lead. You're listening to Malvern Leopard football.
I like working at Sykes because I get to help people. Helping people is a big part of what I'm about, what I like to do.
I like working at Sykes because it's a good learning environment and everybody is just wonderful. They work with you, everybody's nice, it's just a good place to work.
We'll see you at Sykes.
Hi folks, I'm Darrell Teeter and I support the Leopards all the way. You need to support the local talent and also the local businesses. And remember what Teeter says, the more we spend on our youth, the less we'll spend on prisons later. So let's keep the kids busy and keep them happy. Let's do our job and support and give the boys a great feeling and fill these bleachers full every night. So come to the ball game and come to Teeter's. We'll see you later.
Back at Tronland Stadium, Leopards lead 31-6, and the Senators have just got on the board. 20-yard run from their quarterback Logan Howard off a fumble, but nonetheless he gets to the end zone, and the Senators, Ron, I believe we're going to set up for an onside kick here as the kicker's trying to set that ball up. Well, it's got a slight lean towards Malvern. They're going to go for the onside kick. Looks like we've got the hands team out there. And it is an onside kick.
Offside.
And they hit the Leopards before they have a chance to field it.
Yeah, but he didn't signal fair catch, so he was fair. But they all...
No, you still got to give him room to catch it, do you not?
Not without a fair catch.
Well, it bounced. We also got a flag down the near side.
They were offsides. I mean, offsides, so...
That's true. I guess you don't have to give him a chance to kick.
It's free ball. Live ball.
Leopard's going to need to overload the side now.
A punt is different. There goes the good hands, people.
And now we've got a totally different setup coming out for the Leopards. Justin James, our Modern Care Medical isolated player of the game, is going to set up on the far side. And Ron, if you'll keep an eye on him, I'll about promise you he's going to put somebody on their can.
He's looking for somebody to hit, and that's what he did.
That's exactly what he's looking for right now.
He's just trying to figure.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 35 now after the penalty is assessed against Robinson.
His duty's probably go get the lead man coming down.
I can promise you, Justin James has no interest in catching this football.
No. Well, he might be. He's a little excited out there. We'll see. I mean, surely they practiced this.
Again, onside kick, this time fielded by Desjardins. He's across the 40, up to the 35 of Pulaski Robinson. Great return there by Desjardins. And Ron, I'm telling you, I never saw an isolated player make a move.
They're throwing flags. Robinson's out here mouthing off about something, and I really don't know what. When you're down 31-6, they're not going to win the conference sportsmanship, I'm going to tell you what. We may have got called on a retaliation on that, but I don't know.
Dalton Holman coming in for quarterback, or at quarterback rather, for the Leopards. Unsportsmanlike conduct. They're going to call it against both teams, it looks like. Yeah. It'll be offsetting. The Leopards will get the ball at the 35-yard line. 5:21 to go in this one. The Leopards lead 31-6. Several substitutions in for Malvern. As we said, Dalton Holman is now your quarterback. It looks like we got one man shy on the offense. So they'll wait on him to join the huddle.
Justin Banner going back out. He's played a lot of defense. Going to give him a little offense playing tonight. And it's good to see. I tell you what surprised me is still out there is Michael Berry. I mean, he's got a brace on that right knee, and like I said, I saw him earlier in the day, and he was definitely questionable.
Holman sets up in shotgun, trips left, split right. Man arrives late for the Senators. Give off the right side, up over the 35 to the 34. So we'll pick up over a yard on the play to bring up second down and 9. Leopards looking to work the clock here as Tim Hardiman comes on along with Dylan Crutchfield.
Crutchfield's a 5'9", 190-pound fullback linebacker that's been around, and good to see him get some playing time.
One receiver to either side. Excuse me, for backfield for Holman. Turns, gives to Hardiman. Hardiman up over the 35. Up near the 31-yard line.
Lane Purifoy, number 27, is out here also at a wide out, and getting some of these, there comes Austin Johnson, 5'11", 160-pound junior coming in, and
Matt Tidwell in as well for the Leopards.
Hardiman and Dylan Crutchfield come back out.
Twins to either side, 3rd down and 6 for the Leopards. Holman working out a shotgun. Takes a snap. Drops straight back. Big blitz is incomplete. He had his man. He had the play set up perfectly. Wow. Jared Walker couldn't come up with it, and that's going to leave the Leopards with a 4th down here with 4 minutes to go in the ball game.
I tell you, Dalton Holman couldn't have done anything better. He put it right in the bread basket, and that play could have scored because of nice screens. Holman did a good job of selling it and dumped it over the rushing offensive lineman, and just wasn't able to hold on to it.
4th down and 6 for the Leopards. Twins to either side. Holman again working out a shotgun. Takes a snap. Give up the middle. And gain up to about the 30-yard line. That's going to give the Senators the ball on downs. As the Leopards came up 5 yards shy of the first.
You know, you might question that call, but I want to tell you something. They had everybody up on the line, and if that back could have broken through, he was gone, Mike.
Well, and this is not a coach that's looking to run it up. Oh, now, granted, they may have well been looking to catch him off guard a little bit, but for all practical purposes, this ball game's over. Under 4 minutes to go, and the Leopards lead by 25 points. It's 31-6.
Yeah, I'm closing the book on this one, brother. I'm picking my stuff up.
First team offense still out there.
Yeah, for Robinson.
As quarterback works out a shotgun, twins right, going to keep it, and quarterback lunges out over the 35 to the 36-yard line. As Logan Howard on the carry, brings up 2nd down and 5 for the Senators. Clock continues to roll now at 3:35.
Next direct Friday night, the Leopards go on the road with a 7:30 ball game at Ashdown. And it's going to be real tough. It's going to be a tough job for these Leopards to go down to Ashdown. Ashdown's got a lot of athletes, a lot of speed.
Give off the near side, good run. Good hesitation move and a big first down for the Senators up to the Malvern 40-yard line. Ryan Scarborough on the carry. Stops the clock as the chains are moved. 3:14 to go in the ball game. Senators hurry back to the line of scrimmage.
I tell you, the Leopards doing a good job. The coaching staff giving these youngsters, some of these youngsters that haven't got to play much, that's been playing on the junior varsity. They need to get out here. It's good for them. Really good experience to get a taste of this and know what it's like on game night, and they'll definitely benefit from it.
Fake the give up the middle. Quarterback on the keeper, up over the 35, up near the 30-yard line. Interesting that the Senators still have their starting bunch out there. Now, to be fair to the Senators, they don't have a wealth of players on the sideline to bring in.
Yeah, but they're up there in a hurry-up offense, and I'm trying to make it as respectable as possible.
Howard working out a shotgun, 2nd down in the yard, looking throw, near side, pass complete.
And I tell you what, that's good to see. That's really good to see. Number 2's been out there, Malvern, off all night. He had a 1st and 10 and ran. He was over the 30-yard line, turned around and ran it back 2 yards for a loss. And so, yeah. You just hate to see a high school kid act like that.
Very near the 2-minute mark as Howard works again out of shotgun. Twins to either side. Fumble on the play. Howard going to be hit and dropped in the backfield.
Your plumbing problems too big for you to handle? Call Pure Flow Plumbing for all types of plumbing needs. Call us at 501-467-0095. We are open from 8 to 4:30, and we are available 24 hours for emergencies. Pure Flow Plumbing says, "Go Leopards!"
This is Darcy with Modern Care Medical Sales and Rentals in Malvern. We are conveniently located in the Doctors Complex by the Hot Spring County Hospital. Come by and see our large inventory of power chairs, lift chairs, wheelchairs, scooters, diabetic supplies, oxygen supplies, CPAP, braces, and supports. We are locally owned and operated with patient service and satisfaction as our #1 priority. Please come and see us or call us at 501-337-9503.
4th down, and big play here for the Senators. Number 33 comes back in. Dylan Crutchfield at the middle linebacker spot, replacing Matt Kidder.
4th down and 7 for the Senators. They'll have to get it over the Malvern 30-yard line. Howard throws, pass complete, 30-yard line, and that will give the Senators a first down at the 25. Jalen Lacey on the reception.
Yeah, Lacey's, that's one good thing. Lacey can play for the Senators and act like that, but I guarantee you he'd never be a Leopard playing like that.
$1:17 to go in the ball game. First down and 10 for Pulaski Robinson. A lot of Leopards getting some experience out there tonight. Howard takes a snap, rolls to his right, has some pressure, throws underneath, pass incomplete, intended for Trederick Dunn. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Clock stops with the incompletion at 1:09.
Yeah, this one slowed down here in the second half, but anytime we can get out here with a 31-6 or whatever it ends up here, win, we won't worry about the time, and we'll take it, go 4-1, go 2. Big thing though, Mike, we go 2-0 in the conference, and Robinson goes 0-2, and they've got their work cut out for them.
Howard working out a shotgun, takes a snap, rolls to his right again with pressure, hits as he releases the football. It is complete down inside the Malvern 10. Looks like they'll put him at the 7-yard line. Minute 2 to go in the ball game. The clock stops with the completion, and the receiver went out of bounds. Senators hurry back rather to line of scrimmage. Now going to set back and huddle as they realize the receiver went out and the clock will stop until they snap the football. Come back to the line. Leopards leading 31-6, a minute 2 to go. Howard turns, gives to Abraham. Abraham inside the 5-yard line, and he gets into the end zone. That makes it 31-12. And it looks like the Senators are going to go for 2.
You know, I hate to be rude, but the Senators need to get on the bus and go home. I'm sorry. You know, come on, Mike. I guess if you really got down into a tie later in the season, points could make a little bit of difference, but
probably not. Probably not. Don't see it happening. Howard, give up the middle. Stop made, and the 2-point conversion failed. Is no good. We'll keep it here as the Senators get set to kick it off once again. We can just about assume, Ron, that, I don't know if they'll go for the onside again or not. Surely not. We're inside a minute to go. 57 seconds. Leopards leading 31-12. Again, the Leopards on the road next week, going to Ashdown, and that will be a heck of a battle. It's an Ashdown team that took on and beat what has traditionally been a team that stands at the top of the conference in Nashville.
Actually, it was DeQueen that beat Nashville.
Oh, excuse me, DeQueen. Ashdown is a good ball. That's a club that's got some guys. A couple years ago, we were talking about how good they were going to be in 2 years.
Yeah, and then all those sophomores that was here year before last that just ran wide on us all night. Most of that class is seniors now, and have had an outstanding track program down there, and most of them all on those relay teams and everything. So, come on, Coach, let's get this thing over with.
57 seconds to go. By the way, getting up now, it's over the rail, just like Ashdown's ahead of Bauxite, 28-7. Nashville down to Pulaski Academy, 45-26. Yeah, Nashville going to start the conference 0-2 as well.
And they're offsides again.
Ball on the ground. Looks like the Leopards came up with it.
I don't know why our kids are not fair catching that ball.
Ron, with it hitting the ground, I'm not sure you can pre.
No, he can catch. He could have fair caught it before. I mean, they were splattering him about the time the ball got there. You can call for a fair catch anywhere, anytime.
The Leopards are going to get the ball with just under 55 seconds to go in the ball game. Holman and crew come back out and are going to look to run the clock out now. Robinson does have 2 timeouts left. You'd hope they don't use them at this time, as the Leopards have had second, third teamers out for the last couple 3 series.
Yeah, basically the fourth quarter.
Holman takes a snap, give up the middle. Pick up of a couple, maybe 3 yards on the play, and it looks like you got a Leopard down in the backfield. Unfortunately for Malvern,
that's Caleb Elliott, our junior defensive offensive lineman.
He did get up on his own accord, fortunately.
Well, Caleb's the guy. He's our center, so
22 seconds to go. The Leopards do not have to run another play.
Yeah. I could Don Meredith this one, but I'm not going to for you.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate that. We close the books on this one. The Leopards are going to go to 3-1 on the year, 2-0 in the conference, and that's big. Particularly going into Ashdown next week. And that's it, Michael.
That is the ball game, Ron. Great game by the Malvern Leopards tonight. They start the conference 2-0 with a 31-12 win over Pulaski Robinson.